Listen, I've got a lot of respect for this Rutgers team here. So to come here, whether it's a pandemic or not, and win on the road um, was obviously a big. Anytime you win, you beat a program the caliber of Rutgers. Steve has done such an amazing job here, and he's got really good players, terrifically coached. Um, I thought if you're going to play a top 15 team anywhere, I think you got to start well early. And we started well early, and I give that starting group a lot of credit. I think they really started well early and gave us some life. And we didn't finish the game like we need to. That's my fault, but we certainly played well for large stretches.
Okay, we'll start with Adam Jardy.
Well, Chris, first off, can you give us an update on Jimmy Soto? So it looked like he was in a lot of pain there.
Yeah, he is, Adam. I don't want to get specific on it right now, but I think as much as anything, he's really disappointed just because of I think what he felt like, how he was playing, and I think he wanted to continue that. So we'll get it, all the tests evaluated, and we'll know more here in a couple of days.
So you're already obviously without CJ, and you spoke of how well that starting group played. What did you think of how collectively you replaced CJ, and how vital was Jimmy to that?
I thought he played really well. I thought he defended well. I thought he created offense with his ability to get in the lane. I thought his decision-making was good. I thought Justice's decision-making was good as well. But I thought Jimmy settled us in a lot of ways, and he was able to keep their guards in front. So I was, really, really pleased. He dove for the ball, made an effort play there, and banged his shoulder pretty good. So, but yeah, I was really pleased with the rhythm that group played with on both ends.
Okay, we'll go to Patrick Murphy.
Chris, when you're without a point guard, you have another point guard go down. How important is the defensive side of the ball, especially playing, like you said, on the road against a top 15 Rutgers team? You guys really contained them both in the paint and the three-point shooting that hurt you early.
Yeah, I thought defensively we were good. We were pretty locked in. Their twisting of ball screens bothered us a little bit. They got downhill. Young got downhill a lot. They got a lot of guys that can make shots and a lot of guys that can get to the rim. And obviously, they got Ron Harper Jr., who's a tremendous talent at the 4 spot. So, I think we had to hang our hat there. Probably maybe the biggest play in the game was our ability to score late when we were having trouble scoring, and EJ making that pass to Kyle a little bit on their post trap. They were switching the defense a little bit. They were going zone to man some. That bothers us a little bit, particularly without Jimmy in there. But I thought our guys, EJ made a great pass, great decision. That gave us a little bit of a breather there with a couple minutes to go.
And the physicality is something we've talked about both ways this year, whether you've had it, whether you've not. Today seemed like a day where you guys definitely had it. What do you think the difference is coming out and having it some games, coming out not being as physical other games? Is there something you can touch on that why you have it some days, why you don't?
No, listen, I think this league presents a lot of different styles and a lot of different ways in which teams play, and the way in which they defend you. Some teams defend you completely differently, and you got to be able, if you're going to be a good team, you have to be able to play and attack people differently, offensively and defensively in your system. And I just think in general, certainly their physicality bothers at Minnesota, but we also didn't attack them as well as we needed to, and that's my fault. So, I thought today our guys got in a good rhythm, getting up helped. We made some shots too. Listen, I think I want to overthink it too. We were able to make some shots, which makes such a huge difference.
Okay, we'll go to Brendan Gulick.
Hey, Chris, congrats on a big win. Hey, we talked a few times here this year about, end of the first half, beginning of the second half. You guys closed the first half on a 22-4 run over the last 8 minutes, and you opened the second half on a 13-4 run. I mean, we're talking roughly 13 minutes of game time between those two combined. What stands out to you most from that stretch of the game?
You know, as much as we can, those moments are really critical, as you guys know. And I think you're trying to set a tone on both ends. And, you know, we have I don't want to talk about it, but we have a phrase we talk about in our locker room that speaks to that. And, you know, we've got to be deliberate, intentional about doing that, whether, you know, when you're starting games, when you're starting halves. And I think we were able to do that in how we play. You know, we haven't done that in certainly one of our losses. We did not do that. The other ones, I thought we did a decent job of that. But you can't necessarily win the game, but you can certainly set yourself on your heels if you don't start a game well or start a half well. So our guys did that, and we'll see how we respond next time out against Northwestern.
One more thing. I know you shouldered some of the blame there for the end of the game, but I'm interested if you can share maybe some of those teaching moments with us where it kind of felt like you missed CJ's leadership a little bit on the floor. And maybe
sure.
in addition to that, you know, how proud you are of the depth you guys have at guard to, you know, to weather this kind of a storm.
Yeah, for sure we missed him. You know, I think you just miss another ball handler. I mean, I've never been in a situation where three of the guys that we're going to play point guard this year right now aren't with us. Or weren't playing at that moment. So I think for us, you know, our guys, we just didn't handle it very well, but our guys responded. They were able to get enough stops. I think our defense carried us. Clearly, you know, we've got to do a better job as coaches putting them in places, better spots, and they got to be stronger with the ball. Got to make better decisions. Dwayne has to make better decisions there late.
Okay, next up, Bruce Hooley.
You walked right into what I wanted to ask you. Dwayne, you have joked before about the good and the bad with Dwayne and putting up with that. The step back three in the first half, I think probably emboldens him to do some of the stuff he did in the second. Just can you give me a capsulization of your range of emotions today as you watch Dwayne get you out to that lead and then maybe put your lead in peril?
Oh, I love him. I love coaching him, but he's going to send me to an early death. Okay. I love coaching him, but he will send me to an early death.
In terms of the latter, what was the thing that stuck out at you? Was it the cross the backcourt pass or?
Yeah, I think it was that. It was his cross-court passes in the half court. But, you know, he brings joy to playing, which we love about him. He brings joy to playing, and he brings a great, you know, spirit to playing the game and competing. And got a lot of confidence in what he can be. But no question, he's taken years off my life.
EJ was hard on himself after Minnesota. I wonder in terms of EJ, Kyle, and Zed today inside. Johnson was quite motivated off the first loss. Just if you could collectively summarize the play of your posts today.
Good, really good. I thought our forwards have played well for the bulk of the season, as you guys know. You know, the games that we've won, the teams that we've beaten, whether it's UCLA and Cleveland or whatever, our forwards and and I would include Zed in that in terms of our collection of forwards, have played very well. But when we've won important games or even had a chance to win a game on the road like Northwestern, our forwards have played very well. And they did that again today. EJ's a sophomore. He's our second youngest kid. He's one of our best players. He's going to go through ups and downs in this league. But I thought he did a great job today battling. Great job today battling and staying aggressive.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll go back to Adam Jardy.
Chris, I know it wasn't very long, but we got to see some Michi, and he's put him in a couple of interesting moments. What did you see from him? How did you think he handled getting started?
Good. I was really proud of Michi. I can't overstate how hard that is for him to get to campus when he got to campus, go through all of the important stuff of the battery of tests, medical tests, just begin live practice 2 days ago, and then play a top 15 team on the road. So I give him a ton of credit. He just is going to have to, it's going to be a slow build with him. I give him a ton of credit. And excited about, him continuing to grow.
And you got threes from both EJ and Kyle. We've talked to you a lot about if those guys can expand their game to the 3-point arc, what that does to the offense. Did you see them knocking down shots maybe impact how Rutgers was guarding them going forward? Did that help with some of the success you guys had in the post?
Yeah, good question. I don't think it generally changes how teams play you, Adam, unless they know you can make about 4 or 5 and beat them in a game. That's typically what we've learned with teams that scout us or play us. You got to be like a Justin Orange where they're going to hug him because they know he can make 4 in a game, or Dwayne. I think Jimmy has that ability, Seth. But those guys need to take open ones. Both of them were open, wide open. But they don't. That's also not. That's not who they are. Their game's not defined by that, and they can't settle for those. But the EJ's got great mid-range touch. We know that about him. He's got great mid-range touch. He's beginning to expand, his range out to the college line. You've seen him make a few here, but he still needs another summer of a lot of work to where that thing I think will be consistently a part of his game as he puts another summer together.
Okay, we got time for a couple more. We'll start with Colin Haas-Hill.
Chris, a follow up on that, the trio of bigs and Kyle, EJ, and Zed, if you want to call them that. And what is the difference when they have a night like tonight where they're playing really well and being really impactful versus maybe other games where, their impact is lesser in your mind?
Which guys? I'm sorry, Colin.
EJ, Kyle, and Zed.
I think it's a byproduct some of the league and how they're defending. Sometimes they see heavier traps. They saw heavier traps in the second half. We've got to help them with that. Other guys got to benefit from, like EJ allowed other guys to get offense today. Some of it is size, but our guys have played also very well against size. They're big at the 5 here, but they're not necessarily as big as other teams in the league. But I think I think it's as much as anything. Sometimes it's a mindset and a mentality, but other times you got to give the other team credit. They've just, some of those teams we played have been more physical than us. At least Minnesota was.
This is sort of just like a basic question, but what is the feeling of a team coming off a road Big Ten win versus any other win?
Great. Great. But I got to ask you the other day about, what was their mood and mindset after the hearing CJ's news, and they were disappointed with CJ. But this group's their spirits have been really good. They've been really positive. They understand life in this league because they've been through it. Some of them have been through it. Guys have really embraced and bought into getting better. We know, I think, as you said to me a month ago, we're a work in progress. We understand that. But our guys' mindset and mood has been really good.
Okay, final question from Brendan Gulick.
Chris, given all that you've talked about here with the front court and the morale and all of those things, Big Ten Network said today that Coach Peichel called you guys the most physical team in the conference, and it was kind of a testament to the heart with which you guys play. What's it mean to have that kind of level of respect from other coaches around the league?
Well, he's a tremendous coach. So I think anytime, someone like Steve is saying that, it means something. And EJ's a physical guy, even though he can be a little bit undersized. So can Kyle, even though he's slighter. I think Zed is clearly a physical kid. He's going to grow into a good big in this league because of how physical he is and because he's got length across the board. So, that's nice of him to say. And, Steve knows how I feel about him too. As I said, they're one of the teams I really enjoy watching in this league because of how they compete. So listen, I want to finish the call, wishing Ryan, Day and our football team, wishing them well. Monday night, 8:00. Let's go. Can't wait. Take care, guys.
Very good. Thanks, Coach.